Brought to you in part by Monadnock Flooring and Decorating, offering quality sales, service, and installation for over 35 years on Production Avenue next to Subaru of Keene. Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm going to have a fun show today. Maybe I'll even learn how to dance. You know why? Because Reagan Messer is on with me, and we are going to cook up a storm in the kitchen. We're actually making pan-seared beef tenderloin medallions with a shrimp etouffee on top. It's the ultimate surf and turf. You're going to absolutely love it. Then I'm going to cook broccoli without even blanching it first and then cooking it later. We're actually going to cook it with a little cream, almost give it its own little cream sauce. You'll see how we make those. Those are two items. There's a lot of work involved in making our quick etouffee to go over our tenderloin. And Reagan Messer from Moco Arts is going to be with me to do it today. And guess what, everybody? Your culinary journey starts now. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca. This is Reagan Messer. How's it going, man?
I'm good.
Good
Thanks
to see
for having me.
No, it's great. I'm very excited because you're like a newbie kind of really wanting to blossom in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, it's going to be my second career.
It is?
Yeah.
So you're ready to take over this show? Because I'm about to, it's 8 seasons, man. I'm done.
Yeah, I'll mess it up, but we can try.
That's all right. Have you seen my shows?
Yes.
I make it up as I go along. I'm lucky. Oh, Reagan, we're going to do beef tenderloin etouffee, right? So
Yes.
You like cooking at home?
I do, when I have the chance. So.
Yeah, and so this is something, a new part of your repertoire.
Right.
So, yeah, of course, I picked beef tenderloin for you to bring home. Why not, you know?
I love that. So.
Cool. So, well, we have a lot of components to do today. We have a lot of pans going on. We'll be doing a lot of chopping and get it together. But tell everybody what you do, too. I mean, I know your second career is going to be taken over from me, but your first career is all about... You're already in your second career, if you think about it.
I am in my second career.
Tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
My first career, actually, I was a professional dancer. I danced for Boston Ballet. I was a soloist. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. I met my wife in Boston Ballet. She grew up in Peterborough, so we ended up here.
Nice.
I started teaching for Moco Arts, and then I became the director of the dance program there. Now I am also the executive director of the organization. So maybe there's 2, 3 careers. Maybe the cooking's the 4th career.
There we go. Oh, just something to fall back on.
Right.
Why not? Well, let's get to cooking, and we're going to be doing a little chopping first. So I'm going to need you to grab an onion. Why don't you start off with an onion, and I'll give you Bella's knife because you didn't sign the insurance waiver for it. But anyway, let me get you started though. Have you ever cut an onion before?
Yep.
So
Take the ends off.
Done the
I haven't tried that. I've tried it, but it didn't come out too good.
All right, let's try it out together. Ready?
All right.
Okay, you're going to do one step. You're going to take the ends off. All right?
Didn't she tell you to sharpen this?
You're only supposed to take one end off. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
all I did.
That's all right. That's good. You're good. You're going to cut it right down through the middle. I'm going to take one of the skins off. All right, we'll save this one for later. How you doing? You all right?
She told you to sharpen this, didn't
she? Did she? Yeah, well, you know what? I don't listen to her. I'm my own man. No 9-year-old's going to tell me what to do. Wait till I get home and she sees.
You gave me
this
the dull one so I don't hurt myself,
so
right?
Well, actually, the sharper the better.
I know.
You know what? You get my special knife. How's that?
Let's see if I can do it with that or not.
All right. This is
then
what
we'll
we're going
find
to do.
out.
We're going to cut halfway through, hold our palm on like that, right? We're going to get in there, and we're going to make a couple of kind of cuts right through. This is always the scariest part of the show. And then we're going to come down the other way like this, right? Then you have kind of like, almost like one of those bloomin' onion things, right? Oh no, you're going too far.
I'm going too deep, all right.
All right, so let me show them.
I teach better than I learn, so.
All right, so I got my little bloomin' onion. But then when I go down, right, I come down and I have all the same size cut. See that? It's amazing what I know. Oh, you know what we need too, Reagan?
Yes.
It's my first name. First time using your name. Reagan, we need some celery, and I think my good friend Piner is going to get it for me in a second. While he gets me the celery, you're going to also cut up peppers. All right?
So I can butcher those too, right?
Yeah, why not? This one's easier. You ready? What you're going to do is you're going to cut the sides down. I'm only going to show you on one because you got to do the rest. And it's only a 22-minute show. All right? So we're going to do that. We're going to cut them into, like these are called julienne, right? And then you're going to turn them around. You're going to cut them again like that. And then what the important part is always keeping your fingertips down and kind of working along the knuckle. So if the knife ever touches anything, it's going to touch your knuckle. And you go really slow. It seems like that's a dangerous way to do this, but it's actually the safest way. And then you rock your knife back and forth. You see that? Okay? You're going to do that a couple more times for me. So I need all three sides. What are we going to use that for? It's going to be our soup later, man.
Yeah, we can do something with it.
Celery should be on the way. What you're doing there, so what I'm going to be cooking up on this side is the beginning of our etouffee. So an etouffee is a traditional Cajun dish that is very Cajun Creole that is all about the roux, getting it really nice and nutty and toasty. And that's the flour and fat mixture that we're going to start with. And then adding in crawfish is big on the etouffee, and that's really good on there. Hey, Piner, you got any celery back there you want to get me? Thanks, buddy. That's wonderful. I love having the guy off camera. He's awesome. All right. And if we don't have any, we don't have any. We'll get a little bit of oil in here and a little bit of butter. Now, why I do the roux with butter and oil, because butter can tend to burn, and I don't want it to. So, whoop, there we go. And they're both fat. Now, so have you made a roux before?
I have.
You have?
Yeah. Doesn't always come out good, but.
But you're having fun, right?
Right.
You're having fun. That's good. Okay. It's in the refrigerator? Nice. Nice. So we're just going to let that cook down. We're not going to let it get too hot, so we'll keep it on low. And this is a little on the high side. So what we're doing is just cooking down the butter and the oil, and then I'm going to add my flour to that. How are those peppers coming?
They're good. I've got a lot of seeds in them. But.
So let me just show you something. You almost don't have to pick your knife up off the floor. Let me show you. And this is the safest bet. And this is why I like showing this part to everybody, because a lot of people will find that, hey, I tend to cut myself. I can't cut as fast as those guys on TV or in kitchens. Your knife actually never leaves the board. It rocks onto the board. So if you never pick it up, there's very little chance that you're going to put your finger under it. And then if you keep everything nice and tight over here, you're never going to do it. And then you could start like having a conversation. Hey, how's it going? What's good? How's the weather? And your fingers are still there. See, it's like a magic trick. All right. That's pretty good. You got that. All right, so I got my butter in here. I still got to make my roux, buddy. We got to work on that. Let me go see in here real quick, see if we have any celery, because if we do, it's in here. And, oh yeah, look at that. Ta-da. Do you know what to do with that? Where you going to hand it to me?
I was going to throw it in.
All right, so let's move all our onions and our peppers together. Let's get them all together. Now, celery, it's the same thing. Celery is the coolest thing to practice what I just showed you for a technique on. You know why? Because it allows you to do it a million times, and it's not that expensive. Never throws away, makes great soup, along with anything you make a mistake on. And the same thing, you're going to make yourself like little batons, right? That's julienne slice. And then you're going to turn it around and do the same thing. Do you know how I learned how to do this? 2 cases of celery. And you just keep doing it nice and slow. And it's just like anything. I mean, it's no different than doing a dance routine, right? It's repetition and just feeling your body then eventually takes over and it knows where to go. And your hand and your knife work together as one. So
I think we're going to need more than 2 cases of celery.
No, I'm telling you, 2 cases of celery later, you'll cut better than I do. All right, I'm going to go back to my roux now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You're good with that?
I'm following.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying. You said it's only 22 minutes.
Well,
so
I think we're almost done right now.
We could go on about
hey,
4
and
episodes.
when you come back, it'll all be done. All right, so where's my flour? My flour's right here. So we have our fat cooking down. We're going to add our flour. Equal parts fat and flour. Now here's where it gets really good, okay? The idea behind any Cajun Creole cooking is that your roux needs to cook and bring a lot of flavor to the party. Now as this cooks, it gets a little more nutty and darker and richer, and it adds a ton of flavor to all the flavors we're going to put in there. You doing all right there, sir?
Yeah, I am.
Nice.
Trying to get that rocking thing, but it's coming.
I'm telling you, it takes time. You know what? The next show we'll do, you'll teach me a dance step. You want to see how long it takes me to learn it? Hours, if not days or weeks or months. So what got you into dancing?
I just decided I wanted to. Then I realized, hey, there's a lot of girls there and not many guys.
Guess what got me into cooking? Chicks dig guys who cook.
They do.
So that's it. If you could dance or cook, you're golden. So all right, so we got that nuttiness. Okay, I'm going to turn this down to kind of like a low because I want to get into a simmer. And I want that kind of nuttiness to come out and get nice and dark. That's a big part of our etouffee right there. All right? So now while this is kind of getting there, let me turn it off because the heat was really high. And this is kind of working itself. Because what we're going to be adding, what Reagan's cutting up is our trinity, our peppers, onions, and celery. That is going to be added into this. And then we're going to start bringing all those flavors together by adding a stock and some Cajun spices. Now, we do have a Cajun blend that you could just buy. You get that, all the Cajun magic and all these different blends. But I also have my own barbecue rub blend, which is very Cajun in a lot of ways. I mean, we have a little bit of sugar, brown sugar, and we have salt, but we have a lot of great flavors, very similar to some Cajun mixes. So here's my little shameless plug for my wonderful barbecue rub. It could do more. It's just a plug. I'm adding a little bit of that to my roux, and we're going to that's going to kind of be all over the place in what we're doing, and that's going to give us our flavor, because barbecue rubs are not only for barbecue, you can get some great Creole flavors. Don't tell Paul Prudhomme that. He'll probably yell at me, but it's not his show, it's mine. Ha. All right, you're doing great.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah.
I haven't lost a finger yet.
Go this way. Rock into it.
Right.
Do this.
That way.
It's a dance move. Come on. Reagan, I'm doing it by myself, man. Come on.
I know, but dancing's a little safer, I guess.
Have you danced with me yet?
I don't know.
Later. All right, so we'll get that going. In this pan, I'm going to get a little oil in this pan because we're going to make our broccoli without ever, ever, ever touching water. Because everybody thinks you have to boil broccoli, right, before you use it. Nah, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually just get it. We're going to saute a little bit. I'm going to go get the broccoli. How you doing, bud?
I think I'm done.
I still want you to dance for a little bit. That's all right. You didn't know you were going to get there. Oh, Moco Arts, huh? That keeps you busy.
It does.
Do you do a lot of, you also teach dance over there.
Yeah, I teach about 14 classes a week, all the more advanced ballet classes. So.
Oh, nice.
So maybe we're going to switch and bring you in and have you teach the class.
Oh, okay. No, that's not happening. We're going to.
I'll be there. I'll help you, Yeah,
no, that's not happening.
Because the kids, when they watch this, are going to get a kick out of this. So.
So here we go. We're going to put our Trinity in there, right? Our beautiful Trinity. We're going to let that cook in with our mirepoix. And we've got to let this cook down now, because unlike when I usually do a saute of ingredients, I'm actually adding it to my roux, and I'm going to add stock to it. I'm going to let them all cook down. So we've got all our tons of flavor in here, right? We've got a lot of great flavor in here. We're going to add some more. We'll add a little bit of hot sauce to this, and then we'll get to that in a second. But I'm going to turn this back on, let it start cooking just a bit. We'll get our rest of our broccoli in there, clean up. Can't forget our steaks. We're going to be doing those later on. Once we get those two going, we're going to grill some shrimp to go with it. Having fun?
I am.
More cutting, more dancing, and a lot more fun. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Luca Paris, and
I'm Reagan Messer.
He's auditioning for his own show. This is beautiful. All right, so here's what we got going. See the broccoli that we put in?
I do.
Right, you see how it's getting kind of roasted. If you put it in the oven, you want to roast broccoli. That's a lot of flavor there. We're roasting broccoli. We're going to add to that a little bit of salt. Let's go into that, utilizing that same kind of, we want that all throughout. We don't want it overpowering, that whole Cajun feel or whatever, but we do want it all throughout. So we got, we'll add a little bit to there. And the last thing we're going to do is, where am I? A little bit of cream, because we're going to kind of give this a creamy base. Like when people do a creamy broccoli gratin type thing. Well, this is also going to help create not only the creamy part of it, but also steam the broccoli. So we're going to let that just cook in there. I did that once because I was too lazy to make one. It came out wonderful, and now I do it all the time like that. So I never use the oven. I don't have to worry about it. Over here we have our, we have what we started with our roux, right? We got it nice and dark, and then we added our vegetables. We added our Trinity, and we have those same Cajun, or in this case, barbecue rubbed spices, and we're getting it nice and dark. Here, what we're going to add is some clam juice, because we need to create a sauce. So we put a good amount of clam juice in there. We're going to let that cook down. Now, if you have a seafood stock or anything like that, for most people, they're only going to be able to find clam juice out there. So that's a good thing to have. We're going to add some lemon juice to this too, but it's already starting. Can you see how it's already starting to give us a sauce to it? That roux is kind of working in there. And then we're going to see if we need to add a little bit more later on. Well, a little bit more. So that's simmering. All right, we got those two going. We got that. Now we got to work on our beef. And green onions, where we're going to add to our etouffee a little bit later. So our beef, great thing to work with. Get the pan nice and hot. We're going to season it. What do you think we're going to season it with? You're right, the rub. Great job, man. Let's season both sides of this. Now,
Like that?
no, that's my daughter. Or me. That's actually what I drop on it. Go ahead, gingerly season. You know, rub it down and have fun. You know, have fun. Okay, man.
You want to go faster?
Yeah, no, I just want you to have fun with it.
Okay.
There you go.
And it
Anyway,
comes out a little too overspiced?
Hot? They actually won't, because a lot of this is going to come off in the butter. It's absolutely going to be wonderful. Now, there's not a heavy amount of salt in here, so we don't have to worry about it being salty, but flavorful. We want flavor in this whole thing. And by layering the flavors in the different areas, we're actually not going to have overspice. We're just going to have a lot of great flavor. The other thing, too, do you work with kosher salt at home?
I do.
Okay, you're golden. You even want to start even thinking about working with all the flavored salts out there, or not even flavored salts, but really good sea salt, and even get away. This is still a refined salt. The next step in the evolution is getting into unrefined salts, which are really good with flavor. So we have our beef here. We're going to add a little bit of oil to our pan so we could start searing our beef. Now, one of these is for us to split. The other 5 are for Lee, who's the producer of the show. You want to, okay?
You got to keep the producer happy, so.
Yeah, that's it, because that's who brings the cameras down, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we're going to have to actually add some more stock to this, because this is getting a little bit thick. But that's okay. We're going to get it nice and, I'll add some vegetable stock to it as well. And we'll make sure we season this later on. Now, by seasoning as you go, we've seasoned in the different levels, right? A lot of people just add salt at the end and that's it. Well, if you season as you go, what you're going to do is start layering flavors, and then you finish it with just a little bit, and then it comes out yummy. And the other thing you'll sometimes see for recipes for, what's that called? Etouffee?
Etouffee,
yeah, it is etouffee, right?
At least that's what you told me it was.
Well, that's what I'm telling you, and you know what? Again, if you're like from New Orleans, go with it, because it's going to be delicious. The other thing that you'll find people do is use a gumbo filet, or it's the sassafras that's dried, and it makes it really green, but we're not going in that direction. Here we go. We've seasoned our beef. The other thing you want to remember is that take this out about 20 minutes before you do it.
Right.
You rest before, rest afterwards. It's almost like us on a Sunday, right? We rest when we wake up on Sunday morning, and when our wives ask us to do something, honey, I need to take a rest. Right. It's a long week. Do you do that?
Yeah, it's a lot more than 20 minutes, but yeah. On both sides.
It depends how long the games are on. Let's get all our beef in there. Now, what you don't want to do is crowd a pan. So if we had a smaller pan, we do a couple at a time. Right. I like to put these in based on the amount of time people like them cooked. How do you like yours cooked?
Medium rare.
Okay. They're all going to be rare.
Most.
Great. All right. It's a short show, man.
Yeah.
At the most.
Too.
Okay.
You can pull them out now. They're good.
There you go. Show them the pan, and we can go from there.
On each side, pull it.
The other thing we want to do too is our shrimp. Do we have shrimp anywhere? I bet we have it in the refrigerator.
I learned where it was.
You know where that is?
Yeah.
Perfect. That is awesome.
But don't tell my wife I knew where it was.
Yeah. Oh, because usually at home you don't?
Yeah. Unless it's just me in the kitchen.
We're going to do the same thing with the shrimp. Let me go get a plate to season those with. Now, a real etouffee, you're actually going to add the shrimp or in the crawfish or anything in here. But I want to really I like grilled shrimp, but I want to add more flavor. So what I'm going to have you do is do the same thing with a little bit of the rub. We're going to rub it up. Not quite as heavy, because you don't want it to be quite as strong. Just a little bit on there, it goes a long way. So we'll see how this works out. This actually looks really good. First time I ever made that, you know it?
Made what?
Everything.
It's going to come out great. If I made it, it'd be a disaster. But
no, it won't. All right, so we seared the beef on one side. We're going to flip it over. The sauce that this is going to create is also going to be wonderful. You wait and see. and we're just going to sear it just for a couple minutes on either side. There's a couple of different schools of thought when it comes to beef, and I guess it depends where you come from. There you go. Usually it's like leave it alone, let it cook for 2, 4, 5 minutes, whatever you're going to do on one side, then you flip it over, leave it alone again, and you're done. Then there's, within the last 10 years, there's actually been studies about by flipping it over every 30, 40 seconds, you're able to cook more evenly throughout. So I go halfway. We'll do it this way. Then I'm going to add some butter, and then we're going to cook from the top and the bottom.
Oh, I always like put it down one flip.
One flip.
Yeah.
This is going to be one flip, but we're going to use the butter to cook on top too,
All
which
right.
that doesn't usually happen. Let me shut this off because this is going to be ready by the time we get to our last segment. That is almost there. I don't know if you can check out the broccoli. Check that out. See how that's like kind of, the cream is thickening up in there. And once we put the cheese on there, it's going to get absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to shut that off. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the butter. So can you do me a favor? Can you put that butter in here for me?
All of it?
Yeah, why not? No. Start, yeah, use that. About half of it. Let's go with half. All right.
There you go, a little more than half.
Did you go to the same school I went to?
I think so.
Yeah, we didn't do fractions that well at school. All right, we're going to let the butter kind of melt in there. And then we're going to take the butter and we're going to baste the top of our tenderloins. Now, not only are we just making the best thing in the world by making beef tenderloins basted in butter, but we're cooking on top as well as on the bottom. So by butter basting it, you could do this with a lot of meats. You could do it with a lamb too. If you do a lamb chop, you want to baste it. But it just starts, the process keeps going all the way through. You're keeping it moist. Does that look good or what?
It does.
I think this by itself is all we really need. And then we're going to try and cook it to a medium rare, and we're going to let it rest afterwards. But we're going to actually kind of be able to use this butter with all this seasoning. Well, let's see what it tastes like. See where we are. Here you go. See what that butter tastes like. I mean, not that it's going to be bad. It's just going to be hot butter, but with a lot of seasoning, hopefully.
Perfect.
Isn't that good? That is so awesome. All right, so I'm going to continue basting this for probably another minute or so. I want to get to medium rare to medium rare to rare, kind of right around there. If you have family members that like it a little more done, take yours out, let them rest, because we are going to put a hot sauce on it, and it'll bring it all back to life. The only other thing that's going to happen while we go away, I grab a little bit of oil from you, and I'm going to get the pan back here hot. I'm going to put some oil on it, and we're going to grill our shrimp, which will take just seconds. When we come back, we're going to make sure our etouffee is all seasoned properly, and we'll add anything we need to. And we're going to check on our steaks. We're going to put some parmigiano right on the top of this, let that finish off. We're going to have one of the best meals we've ever done on the show, thanks to you and your chopping skills, your mad chopping skills. Reagan, great job.
You taught me, so.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We just put our meal together, and now we're going to plate it. How's it going, man?
It's good.
You ready?
I am.
All right. Here's where we go. We kind of let these rest in the pan, which I usually let them rest out of the pan, but they're just going to have a lot of great flavor. This is our broccoli, kind of gratin. If you want, you can put this in the oven real quick afterwards, or you use a creme brulee torch and burn it like that. And we have our shrimp going. We have our etouffee, which is really a nice thick seafood stew kind of. And then this is some point right here is where you would add your crawfish or your shrimp. And then by just letting them sit in for about 5 minutes, they'll be done. A seafood stock or a clam juice, those are great things to make a quick one. There are versions out there a little bit more intense, and we made a really quick one, so when you watch it again, you'll be like, I can make that happen. That's why I was making you cut while I was making that, right? So anyway, we got that going on. So what I need you to do is cut me some green onions or what are those called? Scallions, yeah? That. Yep. And we're going to put some fresh diced tomato in here. Just kind of liven it up, because this is a roux, really heavy roux-based stew, and that fresh tomatoes will cook down just a little bit, give it this light acidity to it and brightness. And let's put this all together on a plate. So those onions are going to do the same thing. So we have our creamy broccoli, pan roasted creamy broccoli. Cheese just melting a little bit. If you don't find something good about this,
I almost got through them all.
You did a nice job. You did. It must be my knife. It's totally my knife.
It's operator error. You can't blame the product.
All right. Let's get those on. Oh man, I'm so excited about this. We could do this with cauliflower too. You could do the same thing with cauliflower if you like cauliflower like that. Let's get another. I got another one of those. My daughter probably took like half of them. So this one's for you. No, it's a little too cooked. That one's for Lee. This one's for you. Let's get it over there, right? Get one for me, nice and rare. Kind of bring these little guys together. Let's get a little bit of our etouffee on top of that. Kind of a seafood, Cajun surf and turf for the most part, right? And then we'll get a couple of shrimp on top. And like I said, I like to keep the shrimp by themselves. If you could get crawfish, if you get fresh crawfish, dude, shrimp is obsolete, but you could do that also. Look at that. What do you think, man?
It looks like my plating.
Well, I'm just throwing it on there. Are you kidding me? Like I said, I don't have a budget for the real. That's a big plate.
My plating would just be a pile.
Yeah? Then you do a little bit of that. And then we do, oh yeah, we could act like we're Emeril Lagasse and we think we're back in the 80s and we could kind of do a little bit of a dust plate, you know?
And then aren't you supposed to go, bam, kick it up a notch or something?
I know. Every time I do that, I have to pay him money.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do that. He did. All right.
Checks in the mail.
All right, let's get ourselves some knives and let's go to town on this. That's for you. And that's for you. Look at that. I made you dinner. How many other guys make you dinner?
Not many.
Now you're going to dance?
You're the first, if you're going to dance with me.
Do you have something for me?
I do.
Want to give that?
Yeah, perfect.
Let's do it. I didn't want him to forget that.
You did the shameless plug, so we'll do it.
Again, it's just
this
a plug.
This is a gift from Moco Arts from all of us. Give you a shirt. You can wear it around when you come and teach with me.
What I would do in a heartbeat, man. I would love to. Apparently, you think I eat a lot, but that's okay.
Well, they may shrink down. It's an adult large, so.
That's only a large?
Yeah.
Oh, I must
It'll
be
probably
losing weight.
shrink
It was a
down.
good summer.
So.
I tell you. No, I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. Let's do this. Let's dig in, see if it's any good. I hope you had a great time.
I had a great time. So.
I had a blast, and my little surf and turf Cajun style. Something you could actually do at home. It's not that hard, and it's a lot of fun. And if you want to substitute a ribeye for this, doesn't go wrong either. So thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey. Cheers. Brought to you in part by Monadnock Flooring and Decorating, offering quality sales, service, and installation for over 35 years on Production Avenue next to Subaru of Keene.